whether she should initiate sex more often.
But watch this couple sit down and play YBAngry and calmly resolve this in just minutes. No stress, no drama. It's just a game.
The next step is you have to decide who's going to be player A, who's going to be player B for the entire game.
Okay.
I'll be player A.
Okay.
My name's okay.
Both players will use the This One detail cards to write down all the details to support their position on this issue. Only fill in sections 1, 2, and 3. Use as many cards as needed.
One detail of mine is that both individuals will feel more needed, and that's 10.
Okay. What you're saying to me is both individuals would feel needed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, you said it is true.
It is true. Since he brought it up like that, I think it's a 10 as well. I think you are correct since you brought it up that way.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're saying to me is you understand that both individuals will. You understand what I was saying when I said that both individuals will feel more needed.
I do understand. Well, this one I think is like I said, self-explanatory. That we both agree on this one. That if I just think about what he really just said, both of us will feel more needed.
Okay.
Well, I think it's kind of more than just the first part about both of us feeling more needed a little bit, because I think were she to initiate more, both of us would feel more needed, instead of, if it's a car that needs a jump start all the time and you the one coming with the car like, I need a jump start, and the other person just jumping the car off and then going back, it's like
Metaphors.
You never get to be the one doing the jump starting if you're the one that's always needing it. So
I mean, what if I like the plug and for you to just jump start the car?
You know what I'm saying? Like, just so you loan somebody money all the time and you never get to ask that person just, hey, can I borrow some money? Because you the one always lending them. You never get to feel the difference. It's like if you've been borrowing money your whole life and you never can help nobody else out.
Okay, so the times that which I mean I have initiated, no, I could do it more. The times that I have initiated sex, how did that make you feel? Just verbally tell me.
It makes me feel normal. Like that's how I think it should be. It's just a balance.
Okay. I said I now understand how important this is for him.
I feel better because I think this detail has been discussed in a way that makes us both understand the point better.
Was there progress with this one detail card? And you guys have to agree, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And the next question is, was there enough, did you win the game? Was there enough progress here to win the game?
I don't think so.
Okay, so if you got something you want to say though, you go.
No,
So,
it was just some more points of why, like the whys. One detail of mine is, does it really matter who initiates? Who initially starts sex?
And that's what, a 10 to you?
Yes.
So what you saying to me is you don't think that it matters who initiates. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it says this detail is or is not true. But is not true.
Okay.
Irrelevant. That'll be a big old 10. And I put, it does matter who initiates because there should be balance in the relationship like everything else.
Okay. What you're saying to me is that it really does matter, like, who initiates. Like, it really does matter to you.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. The debate.
The debate.
The debate. I mean, I just feel like, I was at a point where I'm like, okay, does it really matter who initiates long as the end result is the same?
Right. That initially makes sense, but when you're the one that's initiating, it starts to feel like you trying to borrow something that you already paid for. It's like, just think about how you feel. If you're a proud person, just think about how you feel having to borrow something from somebody. It's like, well, man, I done messed around and ran out of food. Now I need to go borrow some food from somebody else. Or just say I bought this lawnmower and my neighbor borrowed it, and now I gotta go ask for him to get my own lawnmower back. It's like you having to go borrow. Every time you gotta say, you just imagining what the other person is thinking by saying, well, now I gotta loan this person something. Look at him coming over here. Now I gotta loan him something.
I think you're going a little too far with the borrow part.
Just listen to my analytics on it. Now, how do you look when you gotta go borrow something from somebody? Anything. Just like, oh, well, I ain't got no shoes to match this. I need to go borrow some shoes. Or, man, my car done broke down. I need to go borrow this man's car. How you feel having to go borrow something from somebody? If you're a proud person that's done work for everything you got, how it make you feel to have to go borrow something from somebody?
I think the borrow is a stretch. I really think
I'm not saying
the metaphor. The metaphor is being of borrowing. Like, you feel like you're borrowing what? Like time? Or like I don't get the borrow part. Like, how would that make you feel like I just gotta go borrow what? Like, you have to explain this to me a little bit more, because I don't understand the borrowing part.
I can do that.
Please.
It's the feeling that you having to borrow something, not physically borrowing something, but to like have to initiate the sex all the time. It's like I'm asking you for something instead of it being mutual, or okay, I got the bill this time, you got the bill next time. It's like I'm the one constantly having to say, well, you get the bill for this.
Okay.
Will you get the bill for this?
So the whole thing of initiating. So you want me to say, you want me to come and ask you for it for myself? Because when you initiate sex, you don't, like, just right out say, oh, well, just asking me.
Right. It just comes around.
Yeah. So
natural progression.
What can I do better? What can I do better to initiate? Like coming asking, that's like impersonal.
Yeah, you ain't got to ask. That's impersonal.
Okay, because a lot of times now I'll say stuff like I'll flirt.
But that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The part about does it matter who initiates? It does. It's like I said, like having to borrow something is just, if you're going back and forth, I get lunch today, you get lunch tomorrow. it's a balance.
Okay.
But if I'm every day hey, you got lunch today? You gonna take care of this lunch today? It's like I'm the one having to come beg for something. I feel better because we have taken the discussion to a level we both can understand.
Okay. I get I get that he feels as if he's the only one borrowing time. Like I know what he's saying, but it's the borrowing that threw me off.
It's more asking, but we should both be doing the asking is the thing.
That was my point. Like, do we just come out and ask, or do I be like, no? Like, okay, we gotta move on to the next one. Yeah, put that because we didn't win that one.
Wait a minute.
You guys can do that one. Was there any progress with this detail card?
Not this particular one.
Okay. And so, did we win the game?
No, not that one.
One detail of mine is that it would increase the likelihood of sex happening.
And that's a scale of 1 to 10?
That's a 10.
So what you're saying to me is we're not having enough.
No, that's not what I said.
You said increase.
I said that increases the likelihood that we will have sex.
Of sex happening. So
Wait. Or you have to make sure you understand what he's saying. So you tell him in your own words what he said, and then you ask him if is that correct, and he'll say yes or no. You don't have to write it.
Okay.
Okay. But it's really important to make sure we understand what the other person is saying, and when he says yes, then that other person can feel heard, and it encourages, good communication encourages the settlement.
So what you're saying is, like, that was the question. That's what. So what are you saying is, it would increase us having sex more?
Yes.
Okay, because you said no the first time.
I said no what time?
When I just said that.
No. When you said it the first time, you said something about we not doing it enough or something like that.
Yes, isn't that the same thing?
No, once we balanced.
That's why it's important to make sure you understand.
We'll have more likelihood of us having sex.
Well, you don't explain it now. We're not at that. But you see the difference it made? Or you thought
so that was a no. So
it's a yes now.
No. When I asked him the first time,
right.
It was a no. Yes, it is true.
Okay.
I mean, it's got to be a 10.
Okay.
I can agree that if both parties initiate more, that the likelihood could be more. Could be more of sex actually happening. I can agree to that.
So what you're saying to me is that you agree that it would increase the likelihood of sex happening if we both initiate equally.
Yes. I agree to it though.
Mm-hmm. Is that right? Mm-hmm. That we would increase the likelihood of sex happening. I think we're pretty concise on that. We kind of agree.
Okay.
I feel better because I understand and agree.
Push me.
That's the more I help the situation, The more bang bang. No,
Remember, you brought this up now.
hey, I'm just adding a little fun.
I understand. I feel that she understands more of the significance of this detail. Was there progress in this detail?
Do you feel like it was progress?
I'd say yes.
I say this one was a yes.
Okay.
Did we win the game?
This one, yes. But I still want to discuss some other. Well, I mean, we
I don't know if I want to circle win the game yet.
one detail of mine is I want to be romanced more into building up to initiate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I hear what you're saying.
You're not asking if it makes sense.
Huh?
You're not asking him if it makes sense. You tell him what it is. You tell him how relevant it is. And then he needs
Okay, 1, 2,
3.
and 3. The relevance is 9.
Okay.
9.
So now you
And
get
then
to
they'll go with 4.
What you're saying to me is that you'd like to be romanced up into initiating more.
Yes. And I can explain.
This detail is or is not true. I don't know, I feel kind of indifferent. I want to say it's not true.
So she said she wants to be romanced
Into
up to it.
Right.
So is that true or not? She wants to.
Yes, it is true that she
Okay.
wants to.
How relevant is it to you that she wants to be romanced up to it?
I say relevance would be about I'm gonna bump that down a little bit to an 8. My response was being romanced up to it is the initiation. Therefore, that puts me back at initiating again.
Okay.
Even though I understand what she was saying. But my response was, I feel that her wanting or needing to be romanced up to it, that's the initiation.
So what are you saying to me is you don't really understand what I mean by I want to be romanced up to initiating, basically. Right? Is that right? You don't fully understand what I'm saying when I say that? Because you feel that is the initiation?
No, I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, but I feel that I understand the fact that you're saying that you want to be romanced into initiating, but I feel like that me doing that is still putting me at being the initiator.
No.
Once I start romancing you up into
I'm thinking
doing
it's a
it,
no.
then
You don't understand what I mean. Then that's going to lead us into focus and discussion.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so no. Now, what I mean by that, okay, say I'm coming home from work after working all these hours. So part of a romance to me is rubbing my feet when I get home, because that would be nice. So that's part of a romance to me, because there are pressure points in my feet that will trigger my brain, like, this gotta feel good. So,
stay focused.
This is part of the discussion, babe. But yeah, so, and that's just the romance part. Now, the initiating part of sex is me focusing on you in the actual acts of sex, not the romance part of you touching me in certain ways, or like, for instance, rubbing my feet. That's romancing me.
I understand what romance
But
means.
I don't feel like that's initiating sex, because you can rub my feet and we don't have to do anything. But in my mind, when you do that, it does. You know, that's some. I guess I never discussed this to you, that triggers something for me. You know, if you ever rub my feet, like it does something to me.
Okay, I understand.
So that that could get it cranked up.
But you don't feel like I would be initiating then?
No,
If I say, come on over here, baby, let me rub
that's
them
not what I
dogs.
said. You don't have to.
And then,
No, you can grab my hand, sit me down, rub my feet, ask me how my day was, like how I've been asking you how your day's been and all that stuff. But I'm standing washing dishes while I'm asking you that.
mm-hmm.
But if you just tell me to sit down and you rub my feet, then it's gonna trigger something. Let me go on over and take a shower.
Okay, I understand.
It's not necessarily. I don't think it's necessarily initiating sex, because like I said, romancing me could be, I could be washing the dishes and you can come and rub on me and kiss me on my neck, but that triggers something in my brain, like, okay, this is kind of nice right here, and it does something to me. Like I said, it gets the engine cranked up. Now, then that gives me my routine where I have to go upstairs and get dressed and stuff. Now I go upstairs and it's just, I disappear upstairs and that be it. Like, I'm just going to bed and then I just wait for him to go to bed and we go to sleep. But if you romancing me more, that would make me want to initiate the actual act of us having sex.
I got you.
Okay.
I'm with you now.
All right.
I feel better because I believe that I have received more information on how she feels about the detail and can use this information to better the issue. That's for me.
I feel better because he understands where I'm coming from. Was there progress?
Yeah.
I think it absolutely was. Did we win this one?
The game?
The game?
The game.
I honestly think we did with this one.
You think we done won the game with that one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we got an understanding then.
We do have an understanding.
So she circled yes.
She circled yes.
Okay. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually fun.
Actually, it was a little enlightening, actually.
For me, it probably is on my part because I always shut down stuff really fast.
I'm sorry.
Like,
what are you
shut
saying?
down. I say it was probably more enlightening on him because I opened up a little bit more about it to him. Because I'm always like, oh, I don't want to talk about this no more. I'm just shutting it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's nothing resolved.
How long has this been an issue?
2 years.
For years?
Yeah, for some
And-
years.
So why do you think you settled today on it? What made the game or
I actually have no idea why she brought it up today because it's been a topic and then it'll kind of wane off and then it'll kind of come back around and then we'll kind of talk about it and still not really get on no accord and then it just kind of, it was like it had just been cyclical over
that's
the
why
years.
my hat was off to you when you even brought it up because I know.
I mean, it totally surprised me that she brought it up.
And I brought it up because it is something that it's like he said, it's been cycling, but I know it's always in the forefront of his mind. Not even really in the forefront, but it's like right here all the time because this has been something that's ongoing with him. for me to do. And I always say, oh, I'm gonna do better, but I always just say that just so we can just end the conversation. And then it's just been the fact that I don't know, it's just I just never been did I used to be? Have I ever? When we was younger, probably. And I'm thinking when we settled into marriage. I guess we're getting into the thing where we're just settled, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, we so used to each other, and we pretty plain. So
yeah.
But I would have never thought it was even floating around in her mind no more.
I think about it more than he think, and like
I definitely wouldn't.
I do think about it because I know, like I said. Even though he think that I just shut down and whatever, sometimes I have so much going on in my head. That's just another thing that I can just put on the back burner later on, which I shouldn't do because he is my husband and I want to make him happy and keep him happy. I can't stay focused on that one particular thing. I always just, oh, well, this and this and this and this. Right. So that's probably because we've had this discussion, like you said, numerous of times that I always go off subject somewhere.
So this game
actually helped.
Yeah, it helps couples stay together one issue at a time.
Share this video and help other couples stay together one issue at a time. Order your games and get free shipping by clicking on the link in the description.